Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and man, I really appreciate everybody making some time to check the video. And I know there's a lot of YouTube channels out there, so thanks for tuning in to Intuitive Angling here. Definitely grateful for that. Today we are going to sort of debate the merits of fishing either with somebody or fishing alone. I got some thoughts on this. Might be interesting to get into this. I'd be curious to get your guys' opinion on it too. So real quick guys, a couple different dreaded housekeeping tips before we get started. The housekeeping tips are the reason I do these YouTube videos, so much appreciated you listening to them. I just want to remind everybody about our Solar Bat sale during the month of May. 25% off if you order a pair of my RB2 series sunglasses, and if you order a pair, Solar Bat will send you a promo code for 50% off on any other product on the Solar Bat website, so you can check those out there. And also please swing by and check out our summer lake map breakdowns at fishthemoment.com. I'll put the link in the description on that. Much appreciated. Okay guys, we'll get into this a little bit here. One of the things I want to talk about here is I'm going to briefly talk about fishing with somebody, and then I'm going to talk about the importance of fishing alone a little bit more. Yeah, it's fun to fish with your buddies. There's no doubt about it. You know, going out there, having a good time. A lot of times, it always helps if you catch fish, but if you don't, a lot of times it's just good to be out there with somebody. But the thing that I really want to talk about more than anything else is how important it is for anglers to spend time fishing by themselves alone. And there are some people out there, guys. I know some people out there that never fish alone. They just don't want to be alone. And I think a lot of this, there are several different reasons for it, but a lot of people are sort of scared to be alone with their own thoughts, and they sort of try to create things to distract themselves from just being alone with themselves. And one of the things that fishing does by yourself is it will help somebody get through that a little bit, because there's so much to offer about being out there in the water with nobody except yourself out there. I love fishing alone. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love fishing with my buddies and stuff, and my family, too, but there's nothing for me that beats being out there in the solitude of nature completely alone. I mean, one of the greatest experiences I look forward to in fishing and life in general is when I get a chance to go out to Lake Mead and fish the US Open out there before the water went down so low where they can't have the tournaments out there. But being able to be in an environment where there's no sign of civilization, there's no sign of another person out there. It's like you're fishing on the moon. There's nothing else like it. It creates an energy field in your boat that is like, to me, it's so therapeutic. It's so therapeutic. It's so healing. It allows you to get in touch with yourself on a level that most people don't. And that's another reason why I've always, in my tournament career, I've always tried to get away from people. I try to get away from the farthest that you can get away from somebody. If you guys have watched the channel before, you hear me talking about my ideal day of fishing is I don't want to see another human being anywhere out there. I want to be alone completely out there with just being absorbed with nature, because here's the thing about it. Here's the advantage. There's a lot of different advantages to fishing alone. First of all, it's like you have an appreciation of nature that you don't get distracted by talking to somebody else. Your awareness is a little bit higher. You pick up on things on the bank and in the water and in the sky that you don't normally do. You have time to think about that. You have time to contemplate that. You have time to appreciate that. You have time to educate yourself about that. A lot of the attitudes, you guys, I talk a lot about environmental issues and climate change. A lot of that comes from spending a lot of time through thinking by myself alone on the water out there. Another thing with that, it's like it forces you to think and be with yourself and address issues and questions within your life. Because one of the great things about fishing by yourself is, like, depending upon what you're trying to accomplish, if you're practicing for a tournament or just fun fishing out there, it gives you a chance to solve a lot of problems mentally. Because one of my favorite things that I like to do if I'm just fishing for fun by myself, which I don't get a chance to do that much anymore because I'm so busy all the time, is you can sort of go through systematically a little bit issues that you have to deal with, like I don't want to say problems, but just things you have to take care of in life. It could be a wide range of things. Mowing the lawn's the same way for me. When I get on the mower, that's when I problem solve. But fishing, you can do that because you're not distracted. You don't have somebody else you're having to give energy to, or you know, or just listen to. You don't have anything else to think about except what you need to focus on at the time. And you'd be surprised at how much you can get done mentally with that. Another thing with that is being alone is good to overcome fear issues, because like I said when we started the video, guys, I'm telling you right now, a lot of people are scared to be alone. They're scared to be alone with their thoughts and their emotions. Maybe not so much physically with that, but it's like they don't want to think. And a lot of people, that they try to fill their mind with clutter in order not to have to think. And I see this a lot at some tournaments with some co-anglers that just won't shut up. They just are just like this all day long. And all that is just clutter in your mind. And you guys know people like that. I mean, you know people that think about some people in your life, and maybe you're one of them. I don't know, it just depends. But that when you get done talking to them, you're emotionally drained, because all their energy suckers, they suck energy from you, and it's just like they take a deep breath and they just start talking and won't shut up, and you can't get a word in. And guys, there's nothing worse from that, for fishing with somebody like that, especially with that. So I think a lot of people do that simply because they don't want to be alone with their own thoughts out there. And there's nothing to be scared of. Like I said, there's not anything to be scared about being alone with your own thoughts out there. And one of the I don't know if you guys have watched that TV show Alone, you know, where they take 10 people out there and drop them off in the wilderness. Well, about 10 years ago or something, I applied to get on that show, and I made it through the process, and I've actually made it through the last process of the show before they selected the 10 people. And I had to back out because my mom had a second stroke, so I couldn't go. But I was always really looking forward to going onto that show, because I just enjoy being alone so much out there. Not that I'm antisocial, but it's like my body needs that. I need that time to just self-reflect and think and be with yourself out there. So point of the video, guys, what we're talking here is I encourage everybody to fish alone as much as they can. I mean, not only from just a pure fishing standpoint, that you're going to learn a lot more because you're not going to have any distractions out there, but it's going to benefit yourself so much overall in your life out there. And then also, by spending periods of time alone, that makes you appreciate being around people a little bit more when you're like that. And everybody needs that, guys. I don't care who you are. You may think you don't, but everybody needs to be alone. I mean, it's just something internal to our being that's necessary for our mental and emotional health out there. So don't fight it. Put yourself in a position where you are alone out there, and just use that time to the best. So anyway, guys, hope it helps out. We'll talk later. See you.